Hi crafters and welcome. So this video is getting released on Sunday, July 19th. I remembered that I have something to do at 10 o'clock on Sunday in the morning, and I have to do my Technique of the Week video also. So I'm recording this on Saturday afternoon, but I will release it on Sunday. Okay, we are talking about the Botanical Expressions, the stamp set, and the die set. Remember, I bought 2 of the dies because I did. All right, so let's go ahead. I have a piece of Granny Apple Green. This is the cardstock. This is not the two-tone cardstock. This is the solid core cardstock. This is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And what I'm going to do is let me bring out my Stampin' Pen emboss machine. Let me bring out my platform platform 1, the thin die adapter 2, and then I have 2 plates that are the number 3. And what we're going to do on this, I'm going to run it through this way. We're going to put our platform 1, our 2, and one of our 3s. I think I'm going to put a little more of a curvier one underneath there first. And then we're going to take just one of our dies. And what I'm going to do is, and I'm going to bring this out so my cardstock can be in there. I'm angling it just a tiny bit, just so it helps when this goes through. And I want to leave enough that my greeting can go down there. So let's go ahead. I'm hoping that's kind of straight. And let me grab, and I just moved it. Let me grab a bunch of this Easy C tape just to hold this down. Let me kind of do my Roxy way of measuring. So that's about the width of that. So this needs to come up just a little tiny bit. Yeah, don't you like my ways of avoiding to get out a ruler? All right, so that's about the thickness of that. There, so that looks pretty even now. Yes, I could put it on my, and I probably should have put it on there. But I'm going to show you that if you don't have a trimmer, that you can use any sort of household item to measure your distance. All right, so now let's go ahead and run this through. It's going to be a little tight because I angled it as much as I could, but there's a lot of force going through all at once. And then what I'm going to do, which I didn't do yesterday, is I am going to flip this upside down. Just so when it's blade side up, it's hitting those rollers, so it's going to help even more with cutting that through. All right, let's see how it looks. Let's go ahead, take my, oh no, did you see that? It started to rip the card. I didn't think about it when I was pulling because I put so much pressure on that I had 2 strands of tape on there, and so it was double the strength, and yeah, it ripped my cardstock a little. It's all right. Maybe I will layer my greeting over that instead of trying to stamp on it. But look how well that came through. Oh, sorry. Look how well that came through. I do have a little bit of a smudge there. All right. Let's put away the Stampin' Pen emboss machine because that's all I'm going to really be doing with that. Okay. So now for this, you could use anything you want to on this. You could back this up if you want to. What I think I want to do is, I've been playing with the hot foiling system, and this is a piece that I kind of messed up a little. As you can see, I got a lot of overfoiling there. So I was thinking, why not cut this down and have that peeking through? And I'm thinking I almost want to do it this way, because then you see that gold coming through, which I think looks fabulous. Trying to figure, I think that that's just perfect. You see enough gold in there to add some interest under there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring out my seal. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a line of tape right there. I'm putting a line of tape right there. I'm putting a line of tape right before the fold mark. Ooh, I pushed that down. Hope I didn't break it. All right. Again, I'm not going to push this down yet. I want to make sure. Maybe it would be. Oh, I think I do like that side better. I think you see more of the gold that way. Then I only have to cut it on one side. Make sure it's at the top. I'm going to press down. Now, I did not put any glue on my leaves, only because I would like them kind of floating a little bit. I think that looks fantastic. Let me bring my trimmer back over. Let's put this right at that 5.5 mark. My card might have been cut just a little unevenly. Let me go like that. Let me go here. So I'm making sure that green is right before that channel. And then I lined it up on that side, so it's already fit that way. All right. So now I'm thinking what I want to do is thinking about my, let me grab it from over here. Grabbing my stack of papers that I haven't used, and I think that looks pretty nice. So I'm going to do it about the same. You know, that also would look really pretty. I think I'm going to stick with that. Just trying to use up a lot of the card that I've been, you know, using as scraps there. So if I look on here, this is just almost a full inch. It looks like it's probably 7/8. So then I want to go here to about the 7/8. I'm lining this up to that 7/8 mark. And that tells me when it's 7/8 this way. Sorry, I don't know if you can see. So I'm lining this up to the, see how this is, what's not 7/8? It is 5/8. What was I doing? All right, so let's put this like at the 5/8 on this side. So here's at the 5/8 on that side. Tells me that what I have to cut here is going to be about 1.5 inches. See how my fold line is almost at that 1.5 inches? That's going to tell me how wide I want to cut this and keep that same border. So we're going to go at 1.5 inches. Let me go this way. I know, that's how my mind works. It's just how my mind works. Then we're going to go 5.5 this way, because we want to go the full length of the card. And now I put this down. Is going to give me that same border here and here. All right, so let me go ahead. Now I think, because I want to have a little time to work with this, I think I'm going to put down, I did not fill my glue. I know you guys, the last video, I was shaking it forever. Get right into that corner because I want that corner to really stick down. I'm going to let it just sit for a second so it gets just a little bit tacky. Not real tacky, but just a little bit. All right. Bring this over into my corner so that I have two straight edges to line that cardstock up with. Oops, and I moved it just a little bit. So that's pretty well lined up. Okay, so now, because I was not smart, I'm going to try stamping this. I'm not going to use my positioner. I'm going to go for it. And I think I'm going to put thank you here and you brighten my day here. And keep your fingers crossed that I don't mess it up after all of this. So thank you is going to go there. And then do I want to say you brighten my day? Or do I want to say, you know what? I'm going to do you brighten my day here. And then I'm going to do the thank you for being here, being there, down there. That's what I'm going to do. That's my story and I'm sticking with it. All right, so this works great there. This works great there. Get out the best new black in the world. Secret C, I don't know what I'm going to do when this retires. I'm hoping potentially that there's a color change, color refresh, so that Secret C stays around. But nobody knows what Stampin' Up! Will do. All right, hopefully I don't get my head in. I'm looking over at my monitor and I don't see my head in the way. Hanging onto it for a while because I'm going through a couple layers there. Oh, that looks good. Sometimes I surprise myself. And you know what I just noticed? I have done more than 1,000 videos. And I didn't even realize it. And now I didn't do a special 1,000th video. Does that make sense? All right, let me put this over here. All right. So there we have this. Again, this is using that hot foil system, the new hot foil system with Stampin' Up! That is going to be my technique of the week tomorrow or later this morning because I'm going to actually have this released just a little bit before I start recording that. All right, so there you have it. So fun. Let me show you the other examples I did. On this one, I took multiple layers of that leaf being cut out. So I did this die multiple times and I put them underneath there and had them kind of layered. And I put the white behind there, just so we had some sort of, overall background. I didn't want to leave it see through to here because then you would have seen all the layers there. So I thought that white looked really nice. And I could have used another piece of mint macaron. No, sorry, that's from many years ago. Soft sea foam. But I decided to do the white just for a little more variance on there. Now this one, I should have used my stamp positioner. So you see how this is a little higher than I wanted it. So this is on very vanilla cardstock. I just did 2 strips, one in Timid Tiger, one in Darling Duckling, and then stamped on top. And I should have brought it down just a little bit. But there's also that look. All right. Well, I think that's about it. I didn't use my bone folder on that, so I would lay down flat. There you go, a little bit better. So there you are. That is using the Botanical Expressions die and the Botanical Expressions stamp set. Let me know what you think. Give me that thumbs up if you don't mind. Share on your social media. Subscribe if you haven't already. But most of all, have a great remainder of your weekend. Thanks for stopping by. Bye for now.